Raghava International Statistical Institute. Today we'll see how to present data by graph or diagrams. Because in data analysis, data presentation play a very important role. If you want to know the detail about a particular process, always we need to visualize our data. Through the presentation of data, we can able to know what is going on in the process. It is very easy to understand. So we'll see how to present data by different graphs and what are things we need to do before choosing the correct graph. See, there are two things we need to check. Actually, if you see the graphs, the basic graph, actually there are many graphs are available in statistics, but the basics are very few. So these are the basic graphical representation for the data. The first one is about histogram, bar chart, Pareto chart, pie chart, also line chart, run chart, control chart. Even under control chart, there are many types, even scatter diagram. So these are the basic graphs, especially for healthcare quality and patient safety. These are the most commonly used graph in quality improvement. Okay, we'll see how to choose the graph, when to use histogram, when to use bar chart. What is the difference among these graphs? The answer is very simple. There are two things we need to check before choosing the graph for your data presentation. What is the first one? Point number one. What is your objective? Why you are going to present your data? The purpose of presentation of your data. Whether you are going to show the distribution of data, or whether you are going to present your data over a period of time, or whether you are going to measure the relationship between the variables. So there are three things we can do. It may be distribution or presentation over time, or we can able to measure relationship. So these are the purpose. So before choosing the graph, we should know what is the purpose. The next one is question number 2. What is the type of data? Whether data is quality or quantity. If it is quantity, whether it is continuous data or discrete data, and what about if it is quality, whether it is nominal or ordinal. So even the type of data is more important for the selection of graph. We cannot use simply bar chart for all presentation of data. If we use bar chart for all presentation, what is the purpose of other graph? From where we can use other graph? So always, if you are going to present your data by graph, try to find out two things. One is, what is the purpose of presentation? What is the objective? And next one is, what is the type of data? So now we'll see, the first question we need to ask, what is your objective? Graph the distribution of data, graph the variable over time, graph relationship between two variables. If you want to show the distribution of data, if you want to show the distribution of the data, we can use histogram, bar chart, Pareto chart, pie chart. These are the options under distribution of data. Why there are four four graphs. What is the difference? See, histogram for continuous data. The purpose of histogram to show the distribution of the data. We can able to show the distribution. But we cannot use histogram for all type of data, only for continuous data. What is continuous data? For example, BMI or height or temperature or weight. When the data comes under continuous data, we can use histogram to show the distribution. We can able to know what is going on in the process through histogram. Suppose if it is count data, when count data are given, which graph we can use? Bar chart. So bar chart for count data. What about Pareto chart? The next one is Pareto chart. Pareto chart also for count data. Then what is the difference between bar chart and the Pareto chart? It depends upon your purpose. If you want to show only distribution of count data, we can use only bar chart. But if you want to know which is more significant factor, like prioritizing problem, it depends upon your objective. There are two graphs we can use for count data, but bar chart for just for distribution of the data, but Pareto chart for prioritizing problem. But as per the type of data, both for count data. But as per the objective, we need to choose either bar chart or Pareto chart. If you want to know the more significant problem, go for Pareto chart. And if you want to show just distribution or just for comparison, we can use bar chart. Okay, now we'll move to the next one. Suppose when qualitative data are given, how to present? For example, gender or the severity of disease, any qualitative data. I want to present this qualitative data by graph or diagram. Which diagram we can use? Pie chart. Because pie chart is the only option, is the only graph for the presentation of qualitative data. So for the distribution of data, there are four different graphs we can use. It may be either histogram or bar chart or Pareto chart or pie chart. It depends upon the type of data. If it is continuous, go for histogram. If it is count, if you want to show distribution, go for bar chart. And if you want to prioritize your problem, go for Pareto chart. And for qualitative, use only pie chart. There is no other alternate. So these are the different types of graphs under distribution of data. Now we'll come to the second one, section 2. There are different graphs are available for the presentation of data over time. What is over time? So it's a time series data. What is time series data? For example, any data depending on time. Like for example, patient falls over a period of time from January to December 2018 or 19. If you have data by month, time means not only by month, even by day or by week or by any time period. So if you have data by different time, which graph we need to use? Not histogram or bar chart. Use anyone from this list. We can use either line chart or this one. Which one? Run chart or control chart. Anyone we can use. What is the difference among this graph? See, line chart is a very basic one. Even here also, it depends upon your purpose. If you want to show only trend, go for line chart. If you want to show shift, for example, I want to know, I have prepared some action plan for quality improvement, and it was implemented after preparation of action plan, and it was implemented. After implementing the action plan, I want to know, is there any change in the process? Is there any shift in the process? Is there any improvement in the process? So which graph we can use for this scenario? We can use this one, run chart. So run chart also for time series. But we cannot use run chart for all time series. It depends upon your purpose. What is your purpose? If you want to show only trend, go for line chart. If you want to know, if you want to check changes in the process, then we can use run chart, the second one. But the control chart, these are all control chart. There are two different types of control chart. We can use control chart for continuous data, also control chart for discrete data. You know, there are three options for time series data. One is line, second one is run, third one is control chart. The best graph for the presentation of time series data, control chart. There is no doubt. This is as per statistics, as per the statistical literature. The best graphical method for the presentation of time series data, control chart. But the problem is we cannot use control chart for all time series data. If the number of data is less than 12, I mean if the sample size is less than 12, we cannot use control chart. Control chart for only more than 12 sample size. This is the rule from statistics. So in that scenario, if you want to present six data or five data or even for nine data, we can go with the run chart. No need to use control chart. So this is the difference between the run chart and control chart. But if you have data for more than 12 months, 2 years or 3 years or 12 months data, the best tool is control chart. There is no doubt. But even in under control chart, there are two types. You know, control chart is not only one. There are many types of control chart, like IMR chart, X bar chart, P chart, U chart. When continuous data are given, which graph we need to use? This one, IMR chart. Suppose if it is discrete, like number of falls, pressure ulcer, number of cesarean delivery, which graph we can use? We can use either P chart or U chart. Even this is also depends upon your KPI, key performance indicator. But totally control chart is the best tool for the presentation of time series data. Suppose if you want to measure relationship between two variables, what is my objective? I want to measure relationship between two variables. Then which graph we can use? Scatter diagram. So this is the application for the construction of scatter diagram. This is scatter diagram. When to use scatter? If you want to measure relationship between two variables. So for relationship, this is the best graph. For time series, these are the best graph, but the best one is control chart. And for other data, we can use these many graphs. But it's all depends upon your type of data and objective. If you want to show the distribution of data, and if it is continuous data, we can go with the histogram. If it is count, and if you want to show distribution, or if you want to compare, we can go with the bar chart. But if you want to prioritize your problem, go with the Pareto chart. Suppose if it is qualitative, and if you want to show the distribution of the data, we can go with pie chart. So this is the summary. These are the graphical methods we can use for the presentation of healthcare quality and patient safety data. I hope you understood this concept. Thank you.